With there being no belts at the press conference for Canelo, what kind of message do you think that sends?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the whole thing about, Dana White saying you don't need 3 letters before, presumably he's saying that the IBF and the WBC and the WBO are not part of the plan. For a long time, people have talked about one belt, and that, you can't underestimate the value of that belt to a fighter. Because I've talked to him about it before. This new belt, one belt thing has been something that's been talked about with investment companies for over a decade. But the fighters want to win those championship belts. And I like the idea of one champion. I like the idea of finding out who the best is. But it's also very difficult for contenders to get the opportunity to win a world title. Like, you imagine I had a fighter that was, world champion. And there's this absolute beast coming up. And there's only one belt, and you're looking at him going, "I'll swerve that." Like, I get that the league might bring everyone together, but the reality is that the 4 belts do provide opportunities for great fighters to become world champions. But I also understand the fascination with one belt, and I guess that's the plan moving forward for them. But I don't know enough about the plan to tell you if that is or not. But certainly the messaging that we heard from the announcement seems to suggest that.
When you teamed up with Turki or started working with him, I remember him saying, "We're a fast train. You're either on it or we'll go past you." Do you think there's a worry now that maybe he's used you for your time and now he's moving on with Dana White?
I don't think so, but if he has, thank you very much. I've enjoyed it. I've made a lot of money, and our fighters have had a great opportunity. My relationship with His Excellency is a very good one. It's a very deep one. We've been extremely loyal to him. He's been extremely loyal to us. There's not just the league. There's Riyadh season. There's Ring Magazine events. There's WBC Grand Prix. We don't rely on Saudi Arabia to run it, for our business, but we enjoy it, and it's also been very productive and fruitful for Matchroom and our fighters. So I think with the job that we've done, I think His Excellency is a smart man. He knows how good I am. But if we shook hands today and never worked again, we'd go back to doing 35 shows a year globally and still being the biggest in the world. But as I said just down there, I believe this is just the beginning. If everybody wants to work together, great. If there's a fight all of a sudden, I'm up for that as well. I'm chilled, I really am. And I look at it as a positive. You get a lot of people, I've had a lot of phone calls. "Oh, what do you think about that?" I said, "It's great. Dana White's, TKO is a great company, it's a great business. If they're looking at boxing, it lifts everybody." And I think sometimes in boxing, people are too, that's going to affect you, that's going to affect you. Just believe in yourself and keep doing what you're doing and let it elevate the game. We're seeing that with Riyadh season and this big push in Saudi Arabia at the moment. What it's actually doing is it's lifting boxing. We're sold out nearly every event we're doing. And that's because of how hot boxing is right now. So I actually think it's a great thing, whatever way it plays out.
What do you make of his comment with Dana when they said, "Oh, we'll leave you on Alcatraz Island"? Is anything to take from that?
That's His Excellency, and that's the kind of fuckery that he likes. And, it's like when I go to see him and he puts a video saying, "Eddie is finished. Stick to snooker and boxing." Do you know what I mean? But, that could be a good TV show. Put all the promoters on Alcatraz and see who comes off it. And I'll tell you who come off it. It's me.
And Taylor Serrano, are you disappointed not to land that fight, or is it a co-promotion?
I mean, I'm over the moon to land that fight. Like, the financial deal, mind-blowing. And thank you, MVP, for the opportunity of not just the fight, but the payday for Katie Taylor. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Could we have got that payday? Maybe. But did we have it on the line? No. And when they offered it and we negotiated the fight with Nikisa, we're all in on that fight. So thank you for the opportunity. It's going to be an incredible event. And, as I spoke to Katie last night, we can't believe where this journey has taken us. And I believe she'll be triumphant and lead that Taylor Serrano rivalry 3-0. But both tremendous fighters. I think everything depends on the performance. You have to remember, like, the Serrano performance last time was actually a good performance. The Cameron performance before that was a really good performance. So you judge, at this stage, you judge everything on the performance. And, she's hungrier than ever.
Eddie, what's your reaction to Ben Shalom revealing the second day weigh-in time?
Say that again?
What's your reaction to Ben Shalom revealing the date and
What did he say?
He said that they've contested about the time. Basically, making it sound like that Conor Benn wanted the second day weigh-in later on in the day.
No, not at all. We just wanted the second day weigh-in around the time that second day weigh-ins take place, which is 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And Eubank said he wanted it from midnight, or something like that. It's just that's not how the second day weigh-in works. So, yeah, there's been a lot of moaning since they signed the contract, but it is what it is for a big fight.
What is the latest with Conor Benn's application to get a licence with the board?
He has applied for a licence with the British Boxing Board of Control, and he will be licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control for this fight.
Eddie, the Fisherman Allen #2 fight, it's a huge British domestic dust-up. Is there a scope for a third fight? Because I believe there is a rematch clause.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is a bit like Taylor Serrano, right? Katie Taylor's won the first 2 fights. We're doing a third. It's quite unusual. But you know this is going to be a war. So whether Johnny wins, whether Dave Allen wins, the third is a possibility. If Dave Allen does win, you will definitely see the third, in my opinion. But again, you don't know. You know, if he wins well, maybe they don't take the third. Anything could happen. But yeah, I mean, you know that every fight between Allen and Fisher is going to be a war.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.